Sometimes, behind a bright and confident image, there is deep silence, loneliness, and a soul that is slowly fading away. This is how I see Yaman today. His dream of conquering Europe, which once seemed like a promise of freedom and international prestige, has turned into the story of a tired man lost among crowds. When he was at the peak of his career in Turkey, he decided to take the leap to Europe. It was a brave step, leaving behind a solid base of fans and a supportive environment. On the red carpet, everything looked perfect. Sandokan, the Turk, interviews, and glamour. But in private, the reality was different. False friendships, hidden interests, and a key person who changed the course of his life, Sarah. Since she appeared, his discipline and professionalism have started to fade. He, who had built his career through effort and honesty, became the subject of rumors and tensions. She, fond of luxury and mingling with influential people, represented the opposite of his values. This difference opened a crack inside him, weakening his family ties and distancing him from friends and from Turkey. And here comes the big question: where is his family? Those who love him and want the best for him, don't they see this relationship dragging him down? Or perhaps they do see it, but don't know how to help. Because sometimes, the only thing that can save you is the warmth of your own people. Europe, which once promised so much, has become a stage that drains his spirit. Returning to Turkey would not be a retreat, but a rebirth. There, millions await his talent. Theater, television, and cinema could restore his true place, not only as an actor, but as an inspiring figure. But for that return to be real, one essential step is needed: saying goodbye to Sarah. As long as she remains in his life, draining his energy and isolating him, no change will be possible. Sometimes the person you believe you love is the greatest obstacle to your happiness. Without that burden, he could regain friends, family, and inner peace. Ken still has enormous potential to embody any character and shine in projects that will lift him out of Europe's shadow. His story can still be rewritten, and perhaps the ticket back to Turkey, along with the courage to close a chapter, will mark the true beginning of his redemption. I believe that, in this whole story between Yaman and Demet Özdemir, the main focus inevitably falls on him, not because she has no role in it, but because it is he who, time and again, has chosen to show his personal life publicly. As if every step, every gesture, and every intimate moment had to become another episode for the audience. And when you do that, when you voluntarily open the door to your private life, you cannot then be surprised by criticism, judgment, or interpretations. Many say that Can is free to live as he pleases, and he is. But the freedom to expose your life comes with the price of accepting that others will have their say, even if those opinions are not always pleasant. What worries me is that in this process, he seems unaware of all he has lost. He has broken ties with close people, damaged friendships, and worn down the respect that many once had for him. The image of a disciplined, hardworking, and respectful man who won over the public with his early roles is now overshadowed by a series of episodes that many consider unnecessary or even provocative. And I am not speaking only about his relationship with Demet, but about a way of acting that seems to seek attention more than personal peace. Some believe that all this is part of a visibility strategy, that deep down, he knows exactly what he is doing and uses exposure as a tool to remain in the media spotlight. Others, however, think that he has lost control of his own narrative, letting himself be influenced by people and environments that manipulate him like a puppet, changing direction according to others' interests rather than his own. Personally, I lean towards the second view. There is something in his behavior that doesn't seem born of a firm and conscious decision, but of a series of impulses and external pressures. What saddens me the most is that, with all this noise around him, his talent as an actor takes a back seat. Can has charisma, presence, and acting skills, but instead of being remembered for his roles, people talk more about his off-camera actions. And while he may think that life is short and should be lived intensely, I can't help but believe that, with more discretion, his career would be in a much stronger and more respected position today. Perhaps, in time, looking back, he will realize what he has truly lost, not only personally, but also professionally. In the end, this story has reached a point where many of us are tired of seeing it repeat. The audience that admires him wants to see him shine again for what he does best, acting. And for that, perhaps the key is not in showing more, but in showing less, in choosing what to share and what to keep. Because protecting your private life is not hiding. It is a form of respect for yourself and for those who once truly supported you. I am not concerned if Demet makes choices I do not agree with or surrounds herself with people I do not trust. That is part of any life. What does worry me is the possibility that she will grow accustomed to an environment where the image others want of her takes priority over following her own instincts, both artistic and personal. Because Demet, in her most authentic form, is precisely this: a woman who does not allow herself to be shaped by external pressures, who owns her choices, right or wrong, and always finds a way to rise again with greater determination. That is why, thinking about what lies ahead for her, I hope she continues to listen to her own voice, not allowing fame or relationships to define her entirely. May she remember that her true worth does not lie solely in being an admired face, but in being a professional, capable of reinventing herself and inspiring through her story. Even if time will tell whether this stage is one of growth or confinement, I prefer to believe that Demet will find her balance, reopen the doors when the time is right, and once again radiate that light that so often made us believe anything was possible.